Well, anyhow, thought I'd do an update. Um, it's official. I'm uh, I'm done with this company. So I haven't made any money since the last video I posted. The last paycheck I was owed was $1,340, and that was the the paycheck after I went home the last time. Um, and they ended up trying to keep $1,000 of that, um, even though it wasn't owed, and screwed me pretty hard. So what's gone down since the last video I made is I ended up making it home. I got home that Saturday and was able to spend time with Liz, and I was ready to head back out the following Thursday, but he wasn't able to find any loads for me. And then Friday, he couldn't find me a load. Needless to say, I ended up uh, not being able to leave the house until Wednesday. And that obviously meant, I didn't get a check that Friday, which was yesterday. And sorry, there's traffic. And since I left the house, the new dispatcher hasn't been getting me any decent loads. So I ended up having to drive empty all the way from my house up to Georgia. And then I got a load out of Georgia that delivered to Nashville area. And that load only paid $1,200. It was about 600 miles. After the 80%, that's less than $2 a mile. It's like, I think it worked out to like $1.50 a mile. And then he wasn't able to find me a load out of there. And then he said he found me a load up by Louisville, Kentucky, which is about 200 miles from where I was at. And it paid garbage too, and it was going back to Atlanta. That load would have paid $1.71 a mile, and would have delivered in Atlanta Friday morning. And he swore up and down he'd be able to get me a load out of Atlanta, which would have been a Friday morning. So I went up to Louisville, and that load ended up canceling. And so I was sitting in Louisville Friday morning, and the only load he offered me, the only load he was willing to offer me, was a load going from Louisville, Kentucky, and delivering near Sacramento, California for $1.67 a mile. He told me that there was nothing in that area that paid decently. That was the best rate he could find. To put that into perspective, my operating costs to cover all of my bills, fuel for the truck, and have money to eat is $1.71 a mile. If you're ever a lease operator or an owner operator, you need to calculate that number. And that number is based off of current national average fuel prices, and the cost of the truck and the cost of, keep myself fed and paying my basic bills. That's not even factoring in taxes or any spending money. That's just my minimum to make ends meet amount is $1.71 a mile. So I would have lost money on that load. Anyhow, I talked to a friend of mine who's a legit owner operator with his own authority and everything. And I asked him, like, hey, could you go on the load boards like DAT, Uber Freight, whatnot, and tell me what rates you're seeing out of my area today? And he went and looked, and he saw dozens of loads that were available for 270 to 285 a mile. And loads going to California were paying in excess of $3 a mile. So I know my dispatcher is completely full of shit. So between the bullshit with my paycheck and and all of that, I decided, you know what? I'm done. I called the company in Vegas and I arranged to go do my pre-employment drug screening. Went ahead, got that done, and I put my truck into gear and I started driving towards the truck stop to make sure I had enough fuel to make it home. And as I was heading to the truck stop, I got a call from my dispatcher. And he's like, "Hey, where are you going?" I told him I'm going to a truck stop. He's like, "Hey, I think I found a load for you. It's going down to Florida and delivers Monday." And of course, it was a load that paid garbage, but it would have paid something. So I told him, "Go ahead and take it." And needless to say, he didn't give me the load. So at that point, I started driving home, and I let them know what was up. So they know I'm going home. I'm emptying out my truck. I'm gonna just have enough stuff on me to fill up a backpack and a duffel bag. At this point, I don't even have the money to get home if I need to. But I'm talking with the company I'm going to, and they're gonna see if they can arrange a flight for me to get to Vegas from Chicago. So we'll see how things go, but that's pretty much where it's at right now. They gave me their final employment offer, 72 cents a mile, all miles, and doing refrigerated. So we'll see how it goes. I'll of course post updates and whatnot, but yeah, I mean between them not getting me home when I wanted to get home, I legit haven't made any money since I left the house, and the best loads they're offering me are less than $1.80 a mile. I can't operate on those margins. I'm not gonna operate on those margins. And with them literally stealing money I am owed out of my paycheck, I'm done. I mean, eventually they gave me the $1,000, and I was able to pay like my phone bill and whatnot, but leaves me with practically nothing left in my pocket, and I legit can't trust them anymore. So I'm done. Um, as far as the fuel cost for me to get down home and get back to Chicago, one of the things I did when I started the lease on this truck is they took a deposit. I'm not going to see any of that deposit. But and I also did make some money this week, not much, but they should be made whole by keeping that money in the deposit. Um, but I can't be out here operating at a loss. There's just no point. Why would I drive for a company as a 1099 where I'm not even making 10 cents a mile profit when I could go drive for a company truck and make 72 cents a mile? It makes no sense. And I don't know how they're going to continue to stay in business. My other friends who are working for them, they're going to be quitting. It's not sustainable. But on that downer of a note, I'll go ahead and end this. And feel free to Like, comment, subscribe, leave any questions you got down below. And if I can, I'll answer them for you. Hopefully things will start looking up soon. Till next time, 7 threes, and keep the rubber side down and the shiny side up.